Welcome to Flying the Metal Flag. Now, Ben is here for the first intro that we're doing together, and we had the great thrill of talking to Mr. John Steele of the Animals, the legendary band, of course, who were part of the British invasion, and they're touring. And oh, there's a lot of dates, and I do mention them at the end of the interview, so I won't mention them now because there are a lot, because they're touring the country starting off on Thursday, the 23rd of October. They finish up on Saturday, the 22nd of November in Fremantle, but they do play in, of course, my home state of Victoria. They play in Ballarat on Tuesday, the 11th of November at Her Majesty's Theatre, and in Melbourne on Wednesday, the 12th of November at the Palms at Crown. So I'll just mention those dates first of all. So it was a great thrill to be able to talk to an absolute legend. So please sit back and relax. It's an absolute awesome thrill, great interview. So here it is now. This is Mr. John Steele, drummer of the Animals, on Flying the Metal Flag.
Okay.
G'day,
Hello.
John.
Good day.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can. You're a bit on the side, mate.
Yeah, I'm really having problems with this Zoom thing because my old desktop doesn't support Zoom anymore, and neither does my iPad. So I'm having to rely on my iPhone, and I'm not quite sure how it works. So I've got me in horizontal portrait, and you in a
Ah,
kind of vertical opposite direction.
that's
Oh,
okay, sir.
that's okay, John. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? I'm a,
Oh,
to-
very well. Well,
I'm
we're
a
going to
total.
say it's a great honor to be talking to you, my friend.
Well, thank you. I'm a talking to Craig. I've only
Yes,
got
this is Craig and this is Ben.
Craig and Ben. Okay.
Yes,
So Craig, you're on the top end, and Ben, you're on the bottom end of my picture,
pretty much.
Yes.
Story of my life.
and I'm sort of in a right-hand corner here.
Yep. Ha- ha-
Uh,
Well, we've got to welcome you to the flying the metal flag. We're actually called, but this is an absolute honor and a privilege to be interviewing the great member of the band, the Animals.
well, thank you.
And
That's
it's amazing to be talking to with you because it's it's just so much history there and so many years and hits everything and amazing oh look, I don't even know where to begin.
well. Start with the thought that I'm so old I should be dead by now anyway. So it's amazing that you're talking to me at all.
No, we're very privileged. Thank you.
So
But
you coming back to Australia again, you must be looking forward to it.
well, we are. We really are. It's the band is in great shape, and uh, I'm playing as well as I've ever played in my life, and it's to me it's the best lineup since the original Animals, and uh, I think without well, our bass player Norm, I think he's only been to Australia twice with us before, but the rest of us have been several times, and it's honestly it's just about the most favorite country for us to tour in because we always enjoy it.
Oh, wow. So what are your memories of your first time to Australia?
Big.
It would have been huge, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The first time there was a lot of road. Nowadays we do quite a lot of road, but we also do a fair bit of flying too. So, but the all my memories of Australia are very pleasant. You know, the hospitality is great, the food's great, the wine's great, the scenery, the weather, because it's always about the time of the year when it's becoming heading into winter here in the UK. and down under, it's heading into the warm weather, and we're really looking forward to that. October, November should be really nice.
Yeah, it will be nice by then. Melbourne's a bit different. Melbourne's a little bit hit and miss with the weather.
Yeah, it's a bit more European, isn't it?
Yeah, very Victorian.
Still a nice town though. Yes, it's nice, but it does have a more of a European climate than a lot of the other towns.
So what sort of set list are you thinking of? Oh, I probably shouldn't know that, but set list and all that sort of stuff, and how what sort of show would you present
Oh
after all these years?
well. Even after all these years, we played the songs that everybody knows. We got to get out of this place. It's my life. Don't bring me down. Don't let me be misunderstood. House of Rising Sun, of course. Inside Looking Out. I mean, they're terrific songs, and it's the strength of the band is how well those songs have stood up over all the years. They seem to have managed to appeal to just every generation, no matter how old or young you are. You kind of identify something about in those songs, you know.
And you were part of a big part of the British invasion
Yeah.
um in the 60s and 70s and up there with artists like Rory Gallagher and the Rolling Stones and all that sort of thing. And it
Oh,
must have been an amazing time.
it was. It truly was amazing. You know, it was a. Uh, I mean, we were kids in the 50s growing up, most of us teenagers and early teens in the 50s, and you know we were being strongly influenced by mostly American blues and jazz and rock and roll artists, guys like Chuck Berry and Little Richard and Fats Domino and Ray Charles and so, you know, some of the greatest performers that ever lived, as far as I'm concerned. So
Oh,
that they were our influence. So in a it just seemed we were kind of young imitators, and until suddenly in the early '60s we became innovators, and um, everything seemed to change. It went from black and white to technicolor, you know. the the world just
yeah.
seemed to get brighter and more exciting, and we were so lucky to be at that certainly at that point in history to be at the center of things.
It'll never be forgotten. It'll just never be forgotten what you've done and what you've seen and
Yeah,
the audiences, the performances. You know, it's just a huge life, and we can only dream of such things nowadays.
well, every generation has its own, you know, has its day. The you know the every generation has the sort of songs that become the history of the growing up, and so it happens all the time. It goes around all the time. I think we just our generation, as I say, teenagers in the 50s and suddenly becoming world famous in the early 60s. We were very lucky, and it was a very special time. So I've always been felt lucky and proud to be part of it, and we all feel the same, you know.
I think what I love about the British invasion is that America created rock and roll, but you guys showed them how to play it.
That's right. Yeah, you're exactly right there. We, I can distinctly remember when we first went over there, and you know, we arrived in New York and we were being interviewed by all sorts of people. Um, and one interviewer said, how come you guys invented this music? And we just said, what? You're the guys who invented it. We just developed it, you know.
And people don't realize that. No, it's yeah.
It is strange. It's a very strange thing, and I mean, we all deserve, um, to be well remembered for what we did. That includes everybody, like from Little Richard and Chuck Berry and Ray Charles to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the Animals and everybody beyond and David Bowie and everybody contributed to something. And it was just strange to be thought of as the inventors of this music, you know.
Oh, but it's amazing how you made it evolve into what it is today, though.
Yeah, and it continues to evolve. But
Yeah,
even so, the roots are still there. You know, the
That's
basic
right.
roots.
The pentatonic scales, the chromatic scales, all of it, it's a fundamental of music.
Yeah, yeah, it is indeed. I mean, uh, my early, from being
The
to
four
30.
four beats.
Sorry.
The 4/4 beats and the 4/2 beats and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. My early days in that, when I was 13 or 14, I was a jazz fan,
Well,
and jazz be, always stayed with me, you know. So there's always a kind of the Animals always had a bit of a swing to the music as well as the rock and roll. There was always a kind of like the House of Rising Sun is like 12/8. It's not 4/4 rock and roll at all. But it managed to become one of the most significant singles ever made.
it was such a diverse tune and so simple as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, but very effective, and it
And we got to get out of this place was a huge hit as well. I've heard Australian band The Angels do a cover of it, and I've heard other bands do covers of it, and it always plays well.
oh yeah, I mean they're really strong songs, and uh, I never I never get to Australia without somebody bringing up the Angels.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Don't be
not me.
sorry, no. Don't be sorry. I would just. So far, I haven't been lucky enough to actually see them perform, or So I would love to see them. Maybe this.
They are still getting around, but new lineup, new singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the original guitarist is still with them, but the rest of the band is slightly different.
Uh, but I would imagine that they still stick to the spirit of the original.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely they do.
well,
Which is which.
that must be a great thrill for you that your songs are so iconic that they have been covered many times.
Yeah. It's something that I'm very proud of, and I was just remembering today talking to someone else that Bruce Springsteen toured just 2 or 3 years ago, did a massive world tour, and every night in front of a live audience, he would say, you know, don't let me be misunderstood. We got to get out of this place. It's my life. Those three songs are the basis for every song I ever wrote.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
And he said they were the hits that I heard first by the Animals, and that's the Animals were one of my favorite groups ever. And he didn't have to say that; it was so generous of him, but it was he did that every night.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's you don't know where to begin with such a wonderful history, and you've just created a whole, you've created music in so many ways.
And
It's
you had a great honor of being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How was that?
We did. That was 1994, and that was a really a true privilege. It was a wonderful night, and it's so honourable. I've got the thing, the statue on my mantelpiece over there.
Oh, fantastic. Well, well deserved, I have to add.
Uh,
So
uh,
I'm a big believer that there's a lot of acts that shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that aren't rock musicians. Um, uh,
yeah,
but
possibly.
you definitely deserve to be there, that's for sure.
Well, we certainly enjoyed. We had a really good time, and it was a very special occasion. And wow, we everybody gets allotted to tables, but without any consultation. And we found ourselves sitting with Etta James and Johnny Otis.
Oh, wow.
Yes, wow.
That was cool.
That would have been huge, yeah.
Um, and um, and the other significant thing I think about the what goes around comes around is when we first heard The House of the Rising Sun was Bob Dylan's debut album, 1962, I think that was. And he did the version of that song, and we loved it. We were just beginning to form our own band at the same time, and when uh, when we did our first major concert hall tour, playing support to Chuck Berry on his first visit to the UK, we played that song in public for the first time, our version, and we could sense that it was something special. There was something about it that was important, and we went into a studio in the mid tour, a very primitive studio. We'd only done one single at that time, and we went into the same studio, one room, no double tracking, no even not even double tracking. Just it was a live performance. We set up, played it once, one time, and it was in the can, one single take, and and a couple of a year or so later, when we got to New York, one of the guys we wanted to meet was Bob Dylan, and he very generously agreed to meet up with us in Greenwich Village and in Al Grossman's apartment. And then he took us out to some of his haunts in Greenwich Village. We had a little trip around you know, we did a pub crawl actually with Bob Dylan.
Well, that's unreal. That could have been
Awesome.
interesting.
he, he played us some rough mixes of the music he was recording at that point, that particular point. He said when he first heard our song, he was driving a car, listening, heard it on the radio, and had a light bulb moment and thought that's the way to go. And he was right in the middle of recording his first electric rock folk music when we met up with him then, And so he played us rough cuts of like a Rolling Stone and stuff on that night. And
Wow.
so we nicked the song from his first album, and then we found that we'd become an influence on his change of direction, which was amazing.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so we had a lovely night walking, wandering about Greenwich Village to play, all of the places he used to play at, and got quite stoned.
Well, you're still here to tell the story. That's the biggest winner.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good night that.
Oh, well, it's been fantastic talking to you, John. Absolute privilege and honor. So I've got to ask you the last question, and I've got to rephrase it given you as the type of musician you are. What's the best thing about rock?
Oh, it it, it gets you in the, you know. Well, there was a jazz musician. I think it was Fats Waller many years ago, and a sort of titled lady came up to him one time and said, "Mr. Waller, what is jazz?" And he said, "Lady, if you have to ask, you ain't got it."
That is brilliant. Oh, mate. You, you're a genuine bloke, mate, and thank you.
So I'll read out the tour dates, John. It's the Animals, the Final Curtain Australian Tour, and it begins on Thursday, the 23rd of October at the Newcastle at the Flamingos, and then the next night on Friday, the 24th in Kingswood at the Juniors, and then Saturday, the 25th at Roselle at the Bridge Hotel, and then Friday, the 31st of October in Terrell at Anita's Theatre. And then in Coogee on Saturday, the 1st of November, they'll be playing Selena's Coogee Bay Hotel. And then on Sunday, the 2nd of November, they'll be playing at Quebec, is that how you pronounce it?
Uh,
At the Bicentennial Hall.
Queanbeyan.
And
Okay.
then Tuesday, the 4th of November, they'll be playing Brisbane at Princess Theatre. And
Uh-huh.
then Toowoomba on Thursday, the 6th of November at the Empire Theatre. And then Heads on Friday, the 7th of November at the Twin Towns.
Oh
And then
yeah.
Grafton on Saturday, the 8th of November at the Saracen Theatre.
That's a big tour.
And then Ballarat, they're playing on the 11th of November, a Tuesday at Her Majesty's Theatre. And then
Yeah.
Wednesday, the 12th of November, they're playing Melbourne at the Palms at Crown. And then
Uh-huh.
Friday, the 14th of November, Warragul, Gippsland Performing Arts Theatre. And then Wonthaggi at the Union Theatre on Saturday, the 15th of November. And then they head off to South Australia to play Adelaide at the Gov on Tuesday, the
Oh,
18th of November.
one
And
of
then
our favorite
Perth
Australian, one of
on
our
Friday,
favorite.
the 21st of November at the Astor Theatre. And then finally, on Saturday, the 22nd of November, they play Fremantle at the Frio Social. That is a huge tour.
It's yeah, we're really looking for. We've played quite a few of those gigs already in the past, and really looking forward to getting back there. And that, yeah, the one you mentioned in Adelaide, that we're playing 2 nights at the Gov, and that's one of our favourite gigs in the whole of Australia, because it's something about the vibe of that place. Just we love playing there. But they're all good, and we've been to many of them before, and looking forward to being back again.
You just missed one place, Geelong, which is where we're from. That's all.
Sorry about that.
I don't think the town's big enough for you.
Well, we play where we're wanted. You know, we're not a fest, we're not, we're not a big festival band. We love to
Nah.
play funky venues, theaters, whatever. We enjoy ourselves anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you very much for your time, John. As I said, it's been an absolute honor and thrill, and we very much look forward to you coming for the final curtain. So, is this your final tour, is it?
Well, they keep telling me that, but I feel, I'm playing well. I'm not, if ever it comes a time when I feel that I'm letting the band down, that's when I'll quit. But until then, I feel I'll keep on doing it as long as I can, and I feel pretty good right now, and the band is very tight now, and so who knows? I think we could be back again.
So, we thank you for your music, and we thank you for everything, and we wish you and the band the very best for the tour.
Thank you very much. That's been great talking to you.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great time. Enjoy it. And just live, man. Just live.
That's that,
It's worth it.
that's
No
what we do.
worries. Thank you,
That's what we
John.
do.
See you
Thank
later.
you. Thank
Bye.
you.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this interview here on Flying the Metal Flag. I really hope you enjoyed it, and so does Ben. So we would greatly appreciate it if you click the like button, or even better, subscribe to this channel, because there's so many interviews that are coming soon. So please stick around for them and even more, and even the ones that are here already. So please take care and keep it excessive, but most of all, let your metal flag fly high.